Hello! Today I'm going to try and be as concise as possible, to the point, and explain Soul Calibur, why I like it, and how to play it. We've jumped into training mode as Sophidia because I think she's the best character to learn this game. She has really simple, basic tools, but they're very good. They're a lot better than other characters. And the best moves in Soul Calibur are the simple ones. And once you learn one character, the rules apply to everybody else. You know, everybody's guard button is the same button. It's kind of like that, where everyone's launcher that hits people into the air is 3B. When I say 3B, look at a number pad. I'm talking about the little 3 down at the right. That means a 4 is backwards and a 6 is forwards. I'm going to be saying stuff like that a lot. It makes it a lot easier to explain, so get used to that. Now, the best moves that you need to remember in Soul Calibur, to keep it really simple again, BB catches people who are crouching, AA catches people who sidestep, 2A is really fast if you're being pressured and you don't really know what to do, and grab because people block. These are your fastest moves, and Sophidia has really good ones, that's why we're focusing on Sophidia. Her AA is very quick, so if you're not sure if you can punish something, so you block, someone attacks you, your AA is very quick, and a lot of times you need this to interrupt faster characters because your other moves just aren't good enough. Also, if you're kind of pushed into a corner, just a quick 2A will stop someone in their tracks. Usually once someone gets hit, they feel like, oh no, I've been attacked. What to do? They hit block. So, you'll see me hit 2A, then dash up and grab. A lot. And this is really important because every character in Soul Calibur 6 right now has a 3-part to this string. Sophidia does AAA. If you're new, don't let yourself press that third A. It's very bad. Really bad. Some characters even worse. Mitsurugi's BBB is terrible. The reason for that is because it's really telegraphed. Anyone's going to see this third one coming. The better you are, you know to duck the third one because it's a high, and you'll get punished really hard for doing it. It's also parryable. Everyone has a parry, which is just forward and guard. It catches everything now. Older Soul Caliburs, there was a different one for lows and mediums and highs and all that stuff. Now it's just one. It even parries grabs. As long as you do this right as you're about to be hit, it'll counter somebody. But yeah, the third A here, you'll be getting punished for that a lot. So, you know, I know you want to button mash because you're new, but can't stress enough, very important to do that. Only do the first 2 A's. Another move that we're going to focus on for Sophidia is 236B. Like throwing a Hadouken. It is extremely good. It's really good at punishing, so if you block something and you want to throw that out, chances are you'll stab them, and if you don't, keep track of what you can't punish with that, because Sophie, that's huge for her. There's also faster variants of it where you see her flash if you input it as quickly as possible, and there's even a version where you stab them and then you press back 4 and you pull the sword out. So you can see that was 61 damage just off of a single poke there. There's one more thing that I feel the need to explain that is a rule of all fighting games where everything is based on frame data. So the game operates at 60 FPS, and how long a move takes to happen, like, I'm pretty sure Sophie's stab is 14 frames before it hits somebody. So when you block and they have recovery time because of the move they did, you're looking essentially to punish them with your 14 frame move if their recovery time is over 14 frames. Now that's a whole lot of gobbledygook nonsense that probably shouldn't be explained to beginners, but it's kind of the underlying mechanism that the entire game runs on, is the recovery time of when you hit people, what happens. So even when you hit someone, you have a recovery time and they have a recovery time, and Sophidia especially takes advantage of this by trying to punish people with her stab. Now, I don't expect everyone to learn every single ounce of frame data on every move, but you'll get a sense for, oh, I've been hit with that move before, I know it can be punished by this. And if you keep playing Sophidia, knowing what you can stab to punish is crucial. Another really important tool that I want to touch on before we get into a game, especially if you're new and you're confused and you don't know what the other characters do and you feel overwhelmed, they've really simplified things to make it easy to get into the game with a mechanic called edge reversal? Reversal edge. That's what they're calling it. You press your right bumper or whatever it is for you, and it creates this red lightning attack. What happens when you do this is it puts you into kind of a rock, paper, scissors where you choose an attack, and that really doesn't matter. The important thing is that as long as you hold down right bumper, you can keep getting attacked and you will automatically block all of them. High, low, mid, even grabs. So if you don't know what someone's doing to you, this is sort of your total defense. I wouldn't recommend relying on it too much, but if you're really confused, it really helps new players get into the game because you don't have to block every single thing and understand 100% what's going on. The only thing you have to watch out for and should know for opponents is that everybody also has on your left bumper a blue lightning attack, which beats out the red lightning block. So it blocks everything except for these. So we're also going to be using that move if anyone tries to reversal edge us.
A battle of destiny.
No, my destiny! Okay, we can get a little bit out of teacher mode. We're up against Yoshi. He's another simple character that might seem overwhelming at first. You know, he's got helicopters and weird flaming moves, and he seems very crazy, but he also follows the same basic rules that everybody else follows. He has a really good BB, a really good AA, and that makes him standard and a little bit easier to learn as well. I'd also say Mitsurugi is about the same. They share some similar moves, and just focusing on those is what's important to understand. You know, don't get overwhelmed by all the other crazy stuff you might see in this game. But that is why I love Soul Calibur, is because it's kind of like a fighting game on steroids, where things are just happen very quickly. You know what I mean? It's very fast, feels very fluid. And again, I gotta remind myself to just keep it simple. He did a move, we blocked it, we stabbed him. We don't care what he's doing. We're just stabbing and punishing. Giving ourselves space. Remember, don't press the third A, teacher. I actually haven't played Sophie in a while, so I don't know what Yoshi's move she punishes with the stab, but that's fine, because I'm learning with you. See, we poked his leg, walk forward, grab. I'm surprised that doesn't punish, actually, but knowing it doesn't means we do AA instead, because AA is faster than stab. Simple. Block. Attack back. You'll notice our health bars at the top were glowing there. When you block too much, you actually start to get close to a guard break, which you'll have your clothes explode. It makes you vulnerable for a moment. So you don't want that to happen. Slam that. 2A quick. No, didn't hit him. That was an accident. We don't know what that move is yet. So in this stance, you have 3 different things you can do, essentially. It is like a rock, paper, scissors. You either press vertical, kick, or horizontal. And depending on what you press is what your character will do. You can also just kind of opt out and sidestep, which is, I think, probability-wise, the best option to just sidestep based on what a lot of people do. There's like a flow chart somewhere. Really don't worry about it too much. Just from experimenting, you'll get used to it. I'm just gonna run up and grab. He's getting poked a lot. There's 2 types of grabs in this. You either press grab or you do grab and then backwards, and that's a back grab. They are broken the same way, where if someone does a back grab, you have to press A and then back, or if it's a normal grab, you just press A and cancel it. A lot of times while I'm holding block, I'm mashing A just in case I get grabbed. That's the secret, because I'm always mashing. Mashing is good. We're gonna be a little bit more aggressive this round. Even though we're still doing like really basic things, I want to like make him feel like he's pressured. And we're gonna sit on his face. Who doesn't like some good old face sitting? Sometimes it is good to throw in the third attack when people get used to what you're doing and they don't think you'll do it. Especially on Sophie, the third B is very deceptive, where it looks like her string is over, but it'll interrupt people. Ow. People always ask as well, fight pad or controller or all that stuff. It really doesn't matter. I play on a controller, but again, it really doesn't matter. I think people just like to validate what they're doing is good enough. You know, whatever you play on, you'll get used to it. It'll become your comfort zone. Oh yeah, we said we were gonna do launchers. I'm allowed to do launchers? I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. That's a new move. That's a new move unlocked. See us backstepping there? Because what you want to do on Sophie a lot as well is that little footing, where you convince someone, you punish someone for whiffing an attack, which she's also really good at doing with her stabs. His super is what he's doing. He teleports up in the air. I don't attack afterwards, just to keep it nice and simple, because he gets, as we were talking about frame data earlier, because I've blocked that, he has an advantage. His moves will come out faster than mine, even if we use the same moves. You understand? We're gonna get a rematch on this boy and be a little bit more, you know, step it up. I hope you could see that, like, even with just pretty much using AABB, it was a struggle for him. You understand? We're not using lows. We weren't giving him any lows. You know what? We're gonna mix in 1K. 1K is a really good Sophie move. It's that spinning kick. So, because basically, after you AA someone, a lot of times they'll stand there and block. The kick will open them up again, and you just keep doing it. And I also had the AB I forgot I was going to use. Another really good thing about break moves is that the blue lightning ones is they usually give you an advantage on your next attack because of the hit recovery on the other person, usually. So if you throw it out there, continue being aggressive. Some pokes. Also, I need to do some more 2As. The other reason why 2A is really important is because it crouches. So Sophie has a lot of crouch tech moves, and if you know someone's going to be throwing out highs, you basically go underneath them and interrupt them. Punish that, run forward grab because he's worried because he just got hit. Feels like the initiative has been taken away from a boy. Sorry, we did 2 angel steps. We didn't learn that yet. We're gonna unleash a little bit more. See, I'm also kind of just like in the zone of do this, do that, do this, do that. I'm not sidestepping, I'm not being crazy, I'm not running. I'm like waiting for him to come to me and make mistakes. Because people in this game, people in all fighting games panic. You want your opponent to panic. And especially if you're a beginner and you're playing against other beginners, they're gonna panic. I'm gonna still keep trying to use the same basic moves, but just be a little bit more assertive about it. That's his ult. He actually gave me health there because I broke the guard. So you press A again when he grabs you. And Yoshi has a weird grab there where if you break the grab, it doesn't actually break it. It's just he gives you his health instead of takes it away. So, again, real simple. We're winning. And I don't... this feels like just such like a... I feel too much like a teacher right now, you know? Like, too matter of fact. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. We're gonna have some more Soul Calibur videos coming up. I freaking love this game. I played in tournaments a little bit. We're slamming now. We're slamming now. So I have a little tiny bit of like local tournament experience. I never managed to make it to any major. Maybe with this game that'll be different. I'm really hoping, you know, people enjoy it. The more people enjoy it, the more people play it, the longer it lasts kind of thing, you know. Soul Calibur has never had like a long lifespan. Usually a little bit overlooked. Other games like the Tekken, perhaps. But I feel like Tekken, the animations and the game itself are just so much more simplistic. The character design, I don't know. Soul Calibur is just like super fluid, man. Everything about it is... I don't know. I love it. I don't play other fighting games, you know? Like, I like fighting games, but I've been waiting for the Soul Calibur for basically ever. Ever since I played Soul Calibur 2, I've essentially said, when Soul Calibur 4 was coming out, I got really excited about it, but even when it came out, I was like, man, I think what I really wanted was just to have Soul Calibur 2 but online on a PC. And this game, even being on PC, is awesome. We're gonna right trigger. That's our ult. Hey, wanna learn about ults? We used it. It's gone. Sometimes you use it. Sometimes you don't need it though. I'd rather you not need it. Like, you're new to the game, you know what it is. You wake up and you immediately use it. It's that thing that you just throw out and you don't really think about. So again, really nothing extraordinary happening in this game, but a winnable game, right? Bring it down to basics. Focus on the simple stuff. Just block, punish. And as you play through a game, remember what they're doing, learn from what they're doing, and also learn about what your character can do. So a couple of times that game, because I don't normally play that much Sophie, I'd block a move. I'd try to stab it. It didn't work. So next time he does that move, AA. AA works. Okay, we'll go from there. And, you know, just keep adding more moves to your repertoire of this move does this when, because Soul Calibur has an exceptional huge list of moves. And hopefully you stick around and you hear more about it, because the next video is not going to be so beginner friendly. Bye.